It is morning in Los Angeles and it is morning in America. Today is September the 17th, Thursday. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and this is my morning political thought. All right, there are a few things that I need to do some housekeeping on. First thing is shout out to all the people on BitChute. I've noticed because I just recently started uploading episodes, whether it's the morning political thought or the regular episodes for the Purple Elephant Show, to BitChute, which, by the way, thepurpleelephantshow.com is the main podcasting platform. Feel free to go there and listen to any of the episodes on podcast. It's also on Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and so on and so forth. The episodes that I'm uploading to BitChute just started maybe a week ago, I think, give or take. But I run two channels and I work a regular full-time job and do other things too. So my life is a blur. But I think it was about a week ago I started uploading the BitChute. I more than likely will eventually upload the entire Purple Elephant Show catalog, the BitChute. I just don't know when. If those who are not comfortable watching on YouTube, feel free to go to Daily Motion because all of the Purple Elephant Show episodes and the Morning Political Thought episodes are also on Daily Motion too. So, and you can just type in the Purple Elephant Show and watch them there if you want to catch anything old for that part. And of course, you can follow on Parler, The Purple Elephant Show, on Instagram, The Purple Elephant Show, Facebook.com/The Purple Elephant Show, and on Twitter at Real TPES. You can follow on there. And if you are watching this on any platform, whether it is BitChute or YouTube or Dailymotion, feel free to hit the subscribe button to the channel. That way you will know when I upload new videos. All right, that housekeeping stuff is out the way. We can go ahead and get into the morning political thought because everybody's talking about this vaccine. And one little thing before the vaccine, since it's related to health, Joe Biden is currently spending $65 million right now. His campaign is spending $65 million on ads talking about President Trump attempting to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. And I don't know how many times President Trump has said he will protect pre-existing conditions. He has said it over and over and over again. I mentioned this yesterday. But yes, Joe Biden is spending, his campaign is spending $65 million, which it wouldn't surprise me that that question that happened at the town hall, all of that was set. I feel like all of it set up, like it was all coordinated, if that makes sense. Where it's like, okay, let's make sure, George, make sure that he gets a question about the Affordable Care Act. And then as soon as the question goes up, it's going to be in front of millions of people. And then we'll start the $65 million in ads and get those running and da-da-da-da-da. Because as everyone knows, most of the media is the marketing arm of the DNC anyway. So, yeah. But as I said yesterday, President Trump has said, he promised he would protect pre-existing conditions. And one thing about President Trump is he keeps his promises. He is one of the few people in office who has actually kept the promises he has made. And that is one reason why a lot of people who didn't vote for him in 2016 or that did vote for him but were doing it begrudgingly are now ecstatic to vote for him in 2020 because he did everything he said he would do, which is like finding a purple unicorn in the middle of the Sahara or something somewhere. So I just know that if President Trump made the promise, he's going to keep it regardless. So if anybody's ever worried about that, which I doubt anyone who follows President Trump, truly follows President Trump is, don't worry about the pre-existing conditions thing. He made a promise, he's going to keep it. All right, as for the vaccine, this is my thing when it comes to that. This is a psychological thing, and this ties back to the media again. The media has done an amazing job, and I have to give them credit. They have done an amazing job of scaring people half to death. Now, with the China Wuhan virus, is it contagious? Absolutely, it's a very contagious virus. That's a given. And also, caveat, I'm not a licensed medical professional. I can only go by the information that I read and collect online, whether it's the Washington Times, whether it's the New York Post, whether it's the Wall Street Journal, or whatever, through whatever sources I go over from time to time. It's very contagious, but from what we have seen, if you don't have any pre-existing conditions, you're more than likely going to be fine. Anything that's not related to like diabetes or heart troubles or anything of that nature. And especially if you're young, you more than likely will be fine. Which for children, they've already said that children are less likely to catch it, which is interesting because children are more likely to catch the flu. But the schools never closed for the flu. They stayed open. When H1N1 was happening, the schools didn't close down. They may have slowed down the testing for H1N1. The CDC did, but these are minor details. But the closures of schools, that didn't happen. But the media has created all of this hysteria because of this. And I'm not saying that people haven't died related to that. And that is sad. It's sad that people had to die. It's sad that people will have to die. Because I hate to break this to you, and I don't know if this is breaking news or not. We're all going to die. Eventually. I don't know where people have this idea that they can just hold on to life and grip it as hard as they can. When the universe wants you to go, it's going to be time to go. It doesn't matter what you do. You can fight for your life as much as you want, but when it's your time, it's your time. That's it. And I admire those who, and that's the other thing too, to go a little bit off to the side on this. There's a difference between fighting for your life and cowering for your life in fear. Like, oh my God, I have to stay away. I can't do this. I can't do that. Oh, if something's going to get me. Versus being out, being vigilant, and taking the necessary precautions, which really, I say half of this comes down to cleanliness, is what it is. People just aren't good at washing their hands and staying clean sometimes. They just aren't. And that's the truth. As for the vaccine, the reason it was rushed, even though I'm sure it'll be safe, because that may create some issues from a legal standpoint. And also the CEOs of the companies developing the vaccines, they've already signed on and said, yes, we're going through everything the proper way. We're crossing our T's and dotting our I's for this vaccine. I think, I forgot what the percentage is, so I'm not going to state, but I know that it's a large percentage of people who already don't want to take the vaccine. When it comes to the vaccine, with the flu vaccine, I know of people who have done the flu shot and they still got the flu. And some people think that the vaccine is a cure because it's the term vaccine. But really, when you're dealing with viruses, it's not. Viruses have the ability to mutate, just like with the flu vaccine. They're using the strain of the previous season. So if the flu virus mutated since the last season, the strain that you're protected against is not the strain that you would be immune to. So it's not really an end all be all, oh, I get the shot and I never have to worry about the flu again. And it will be the same thing with the China Wuhan virus. It's not going to be an end all be all where it's like, okay, I get the shot and then you don't have to deal with it again. The China Wuhan virus has already mutated a few times. That's documented in the news. If you don't believe me, look it up. Go to any search engine. You can find it. It's already mutated a few times. So if you're doing something based off of I'll just say 24 mutations, but then it mutates 6 more times, you're covered against the 24 mutations, but then the 6 more times that the virus mutated, you're not going to be covered against. So you can still get it. Now, the average person doesn't keep track of this type of information. All they know is that the plague is here and I need something to stop it. They don't know about viruses and mutations, or they don't do the research. So psychologically, when they hear, for those who are open to doing the vaccine, when they hear vaccine, they're like, okay, I have some protection. I have some protection. That's more of what it is, because the blue state economies have been closed down because of the hysteria. Even though the numbers, they're saying follow the science, but the science, the curve's been flattened pretty much across the board. So why not open up? It's obvious it's for political reasons. For the people who are ready to open up, business owners are ready to open up. But for those other people who are kind of on the fence, if there was a vaccine out there, and especially since they may not be that informed, they may say, oh, well, a vaccine is out here. Why isn't our state opened up? Why isn't our city opened up? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? A vaccine is here now. It's more of a psychological thing for some of these people, not for everybody. For the people who know about viruses, and by know about, not meaning that they know all of the details, but the basics of viruses and how they mutate and things like that, we already know, okay, you're going to get the shot, but you could still end up getting the flu or the China Wuhan virus. But for the people who don't know that, it's just like, okay, let me run and get the shot. And then there may be some people who do know that, and they're like, okay, well, I know that it's not going to protect me against the mutations, but it will protect me against the other strains that the vaccine is covering. So that's what all of this is. And that's why President Trump rushed everything as fast as possible, because of the hysteria, because it's a psychological thing where people are afraid to go out. And if he can say, or if his administration can say, or other people can say, hey, there's a vaccine now, or vaccines, because there's several, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, whatever. There are vaccines available now. We have protection. We have this. We have that. You can go back outside. It's all a psychological thing, because the media has done a good job at getting into people's minds and making a lot of people think that if they just take one step outside, they could die, even though we're all going to die anyway. of something, but that if they just take one step outside, they're going to die. So that's what that is about. It's all of this is psychological. And it amazes me with vaccines and other things when it comes to this, how viruses can't be cured just completely. And another interesting thing, speaking of cures, is do you know what continent has had the least amount of issues with the China Wuhan virus? You know, excluding Antarctica for obvious reasons. But the continent that has had the least amount of issues is Africa. And I know some people are like, Africa? Yeah, Africa. They've had the least amount of issues. And the scientists were like, well, gee, we wonder why they're not having these issues. Okay, let me give you a hint. What is something that is an issue in Africa? Malaria. Guess what medication is sold over the counter in a lot of countries in Africa? Dun, da, 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 da. The one that Democrat governors had started banning in the states here in the US, but now they're starting to slowly and silently in the cover of night and darkness lift those bans on that medication that President Trump had brought up and said, hey, this works. He had even brought people to the White House where they used that medication and it worked for them. And when it comes to the studies, when people were saying that medication was bad, those studies, they either over gave too large of an amount of a dosage, or they gave it to the individual too late during the process. It wasn't at the beginning. So, and there are doctors who have been pushing this medication. Dr. Simone Gold is one of the doctors too. And it amazes me how this medication, if used properly, would actually override the vaccine. So it's kind of make sense. And with insurance companies, when it comes to curing things, I'm surprised insurance companies don't push more scientific research to cure things, because a third to a half of the claims that insurance companies pay out are due to pre-existing conditions. So why not push for cures, and then the cost of your clients will go down and you will make more money? But hey, what do I know? It amazes me. But then again, as the saying goes, I would rather treat you for the rest of your life and make money off of you than cure you just one time. So yeah, that's pretty much that the saying it's along those lines. And that's what it is. When it comes to, there's always treatments. There never seems to be a cure where you can just take whatever you need to take, or what they can do whatever they need to do, and then you don't have to see them again, and that's it. No. We need you to come back. We need you to come back every 30 days, or we need you to come back every 6 months, or we need you to come back once a year, because we have to treat you. We can't cure it, but we can treat you. Welcome to healthcare. But all in all, about this vaccine, like I said before, it's a psychological thing. It's just more ammunition for the president to say, hey, we have more stuff. We have these treatments. We have vaccines. We have this. We have that. There is no reason for any economy, any state, any city to be closed, because we have everything here. For the people who want to take the vaccine, go for it. For the people who don't want to take the vaccine, go for it. You're in America. You have a choice. I heard that they were considering mandatory, but I don't recommend that. That's a bad look for the United States. Me personally, I don't recommend it. It's a bad look. Let people make the choice. Let them choose whether they want to take the vaccine or not. Same thing with the mask. If you want to wear a mask, go for it. If you don't want to wear a mask, more power to you. It's whatever. As an individual, it's your right. As an American citizen, it's your right. It's your choice. And that is all I have for my morning political thought. Again, thank you to the BitChute community. I didn't expect the quick jump in views on BitChute, so you guys rock. Thank you for taking the time to watch the videos there. And like I said, I'll eventually upload the back catalog of the Purple Elephant Show and my morning political thoughts. It'll just take time because there's a lot of episodes, and I'll just have to pick a day. As for everyone else who's been listening to the podcast, watching on YouTube, or watching on Daily Motion, or liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, whatever you've been doing to support the Purple Elephant Show, I sincerely mean it when I say thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy doing this because politics is fun. It's fun most of the time. Some days I do get a little stressed out, but for the most part, it's fun and I enjoy talking about it. And I enjoy giving my opinion, which this is all this is. This, my morning political thought, the Purple Elephant Show on the weekend, it's all me giving my opinion on the things that are going on in politics to let you know that we might more than likely be thinking the same thing. Just like, before I go, Rush Limbaugh agreed with me yesterday. And that was amazing. He said the same thing, more or less what I said. I put up an episode, check out my episode, where I said Bernie Sanders is not the puppeteer. I said that. And then probably about 2 or 3 days ago, I put up an episode. I think I may have solved part of who the puppeteer is. And Rush Limbaugh pretty much said what I said yesterday on his show. So it's nice to know that great minds think alike. So yeah, thank you again, everyone. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome day. Be blessed.